Hello, good morning, good evening, good night, rest in peace, whatever. Welcome to my corner of the internet. I'm Nasia. Today, we're talking about the holy grail of brown parents' dream. Yes, the degree. Is it still useful today? My friend Bob would say, no, it's just an expensive piece of paper you hang on your wall while you cry about unemployment. Bob is right sometimes. Okay, so I'm gonna break down where a degree is actually essential, where it's just a formality, and where it's completely irrelevant. So straight up, if you want to be a doctor, engineer, a lawyer, a therapist, or a teacher, you might want to skip this video because you need a degree. Hey, we're talking about people's lives and health and rights here. You must be qualified. And in many corporate or government jobs, your degree is still a filter. Even if you are skilled, some companies just won't let your resume through their doors if you don't have the piece of paper. So if you are aiming for academia, research, or public policy, then better get to work. But on the whole other hand, if you want to be a business owner, an artist, a creator, a freelancer, or a developer, or want to be on social media, then a degree might slow you down more than help. Because in fields like these, your skills, proof of work, your results matter more than credentials. Because today, the way it works is someone out there has a problem, you solve it, you make money. That's how it works most of the time. And in the creator economy like YouTube, TikTok, or content writing, the playing field has shifted. Your voice, your vision, your values, even your charisma is what people follow, not your CGPA. Now, do you know what path you're choosing? Because if you do, you'll know if a degree is a must, a maybe, or a total waste of time. Since we're clear, by this point you should already have a pretty good idea of which category you fall into. But if you don't, hey, that's okay. You've got your whole life to figure that out. But the sooner the better. My advice is don't get a degree just because society expects it, and don't skip it just because hustle culture says it's outdated. Make your decision based on facts and not fears, and choose what best aligns with your goals. It's so funny how people compare themselves with Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates, saying if they didn't need a degree to be successful, neither do we. Bro, they had skills. They didn't drop out for the sake of dropping out. They did it with a solid plan in their head that they believed was better than studying at Harvard. That itself says a lot. They knew what they were doing. They chose their interest and skills and removed anything that wasn't aligning with their goals. So be strategic, not emotional. And after you've made a choice about whether or not you want to go to university, ask yourself, are you actually interested in what you're choosing? Because if you're not, no amount of logic, analysis, or calculation is going to matter. You're the one who has to wake up every single day and live this choice. Think deeply about the type of work you want to do for a living, and then choose your path. Your interests matter more than your circumstances. Instincts, bitch, instincts, they never lie to you. If something feels off, it probably is. If your dream job clearly requires a degree, then there is no shortcut. Baby, go just do your homework. Because what comes next is for those who don't want a 9-to-5 lifestyle and are still unsure if university is worth it. So, most of the things they make you study at the university, you can learn them on your own. I'm studying psychology and I just completed my freshman year. And looking back, I can confidently say that if I hadn't gone to university and had instead spent even half the time, energy, and money on self-education, I would have learned more, or at the very least equal. Definitely not less. But it depends on how self-disciplined you are, and I have a whole video on that right here. There is so much free, high-quality information available today that you can absolutely educate yourself, especially in fields like tech, media, business, or writing. Because in the modern world, skills beat theory. And I want to add my personal opinion at the end, so even if you don't need a degree, a university is not a complete waste of time. The best thing about university is that it puts you in the same room as hundreds of people your age, people younger than you, older than you, and that environment can be transformational. If you want to work on your social life, your communication, your networking, or just understand how you function in a group setting, then make the best out of it. You get a real chance to grow socially, emotionally, intellectually, whilst you figure out who you are, what kind of people you vibe with, how you handle friendships, pressure, teamwork, or public speaking. In the end, whatever you choose, whatever you decide, don't scroll away without asking, am I making this choice out of fear or out of freedom? So there, I just saved you years of uncertainty. You're welcome. These are the things I wish I knew before going to uni, but hey, we're all out here trying to make sense of life. Anyway, if it helped you, you're welcome. If it didn't, go argue with your fridge, I don't care. Thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye.